Good day, everybody. My name is Kevin Hogan. I'm the author of 21 books, translated into 41 or 2 languages around the world. And today we're going to talk about procrastination. Procrastination is something that I was able to beat a long time ago. It's more than just a habit. If it was just a habit, you could easily replace it with something else and you would change forever, but it's not that easy. Today, I give you an introduction to some of the key ideas that are involved in procrastination. First of all, let's just talk about the 4 elements of being able to calculate. Like if you had a formula, would that person procrastinate? What are those 4 pieces? Because if you understand procrastination, then you can actually begin to beat it. And there is a multi-step process that's required to stop procrastinating long term. But this is the introduction that will help you most. First of all, the person that procrastinates is concerned about their expectation of the success of completing the task. In other words, what do they think is going to happen when they go do that? Are they going to fail? Are they going to do well? Is it going to be super hard and uncomfortable? Or is it going to be easy and something that they can do with their current talents, strengths, without having to look stuff up on Wikipedia or go to Google or go to a dictionary or actually think or work? Okay, that's the first thing. What's their expectation of success of completing the project? And then it's the value of the completed task. How important is this task to them? What does it do for them? Now, before we go too far here, I want you to make sure that you know that when people have something super important to do, they typically go do stuff that requires no effort. For example, if I was going to write a book today or start writing a book, you can't really write a book in 6 days or less. It takes about 6 weeks to 6 months, but whatever. So say that I was going to start writing a book today. I probably would find myself maybe in the cupboard, and perhaps I might want to go, I don't know, I don't do this, but say that I was going to want to make pancakes instead. I'll just make this a pancake day, or I go do something, anything. I might even go, cut the lawn or rake the yard or do anything other than the very most important thing. But the value of the completed task, especially when it's observed in a negative light by the individual, is critical. In other words, if you don't do this task, what's going to happen? How will people see you? Okay, well, if people are going to see this person as a loser and bad and stupid and foolish and something negative, they're more likely to complete the task. But if other people look and they go, oh, he's going to probably be able to pull this off, and they know that it's a smart thing to do, you're now less likely to do it. Even though you now have the approval of your peers and the people that are up on the Rolodex in your brain, you still have, now people know that it's going above and beyond, this is something they don't do, and therefore you're probably not going to do it. So when you're procrastinating, you're actually knowing you're going to succeed, but it will be difficult. Okay? It's going to be difficult. Otherwise, you would just eliminate the project altogether because you won't succeed and it would be extremely hard. Next up, the third piece is how soon does this specific task today have to be done? Like if I start writing the book today, does it matter? Probably not. What if I start next week? No, because who is there? Nobody knows that I have a deadline. Nobody knows that I want the book out by July of 2014. Nobody knows anything. I'm the only one. It's just responsible to me. Okay, so how soon does it have to be done? Okay, so here you are, you're at home and the spouse is coming home soon or the kids are coming home soon. You got to get the house cleaned up because you got to try to set a good example. That has to be done by 2:30, doesn't it? Because they get out of school and then they come home. So you have to get that done now. That has to be done fast, right? That because it's important, right? It's important, right? You think it is, right? So how soon does it have to be done? When do people do their taxes? About 1/3 of all people wait right up until April 14th, and a boatload of people just go and drop it off at the post office right at the very last second on April 15th. People will wait till the last second given the opportunity. So does it have to be done right now? And then, what is the desirability of this task? Like, how cool or how fun is this going to be? And what is my sensitivity to that desirability? In other words, I want that, sure. Asking that cute girl out over there or going to buy that house or that car is a really cool thing, right? But how sensitive am I to when things go wrong? Like, what if I can't make the deal? What if I can't close the deal? What if I can't get the price that I want? I'm going to feel bad. What if she says no? What if that person doesn't want to do business with me? What if they... all of a sudden now you become very sensitive to the desirability, which can be very, very high, but your individual sensitivity to the result of what's going to happen can be the stinger. Now, those are the 4 key components. There's more, but those are the 4 big ones. But then there are 2 big problems. Now, even though we understand the logic of it all and the rationale, there are still self-sabotage mechanisms that are set up in every single individual from their childhood. I call these life storms, and you can look on kevinhogan.com and learn about life storms. But basically, these are schemas. These are behaviors that we repeat over and over because when we were little, they saved problems for us. There's life schemas, things that happened in the past that create challenges for you in the present because your brain is used to taking care of things in one way. It will now continue to take care of them that way, or it will do the exact opposite. All right? And then the final piece that I want to share with you today is that people will develop rationales for laziness. I'll just say it that way so I can drill it deep. I could say for procrastination, but it's not. Procrastination really is more about a combination of being lazy and low self-confidence as much as anything, okay? So laziness, super important to think of it this way. Don't ever frame procrastination. There was a book written this last year by a guy that said about delay is a good thing. Well, delay certainly can be a good thing in certain instances, right? It can be a good thing. You don't always want to jump off the cliff today. But once you know that the cliff is only 1 foot deep and 1 foot across, you can now jump and it's safe to go. But jumping before you know how deep and how wide the chasm is a whole different story. So once you have all of the information that you need to make a decision, and once you have the capacity to do it today, to procrastinate or to delay or to be lazy in the decision, in implementation of the decision, is going to mean that you're going to procrastinate today, and now you have to have a rationalization. There's definitely a part of your non-conscious brain that sort of pops up and creates all kinds of imagery for you to latch onto of showing why procrastinating, why the delay here is a good idea. Hey, you know what? You didn't really need to do the thing today. You can do it tomorrow just as easy, and it doesn't really matter. That non-conscious part is something we'll talk about further in the series later on. It's enormously difficult to overcome this non-conscious part long term, and we all have it. Wow, so you have to do lots of negotiating and work to overcome, but you can. The people out there who have written 20 books or who have made 20 CD programs or who have, written 5,000 loans and sold 50 houses and all that, they beat this a long time ago, but typically they've only beaten it in their specific field of effectiveness where they have high confidence and high competence, and they have reason to complete because if they didn't, they would look bad. When it comes to new areas, those skills don't instantly transfer. We'll talk about that in the future as well. For now, you have the expectation of success, the value of the completed task, how soon does it absolutely have to be done because I don't want to do it until that last second, and then how sensitive am I to the desirability of that task? In other words, how many people are going to know that I'm asking that person to do something with me, okay? And when that person says no, how many people are going to know and look at me like, oh my gosh, he couldn't have accomplished that, I can't believe it, all right? And then finally, you have your life schemas and your rationale power inside of your brain that come and cause additional pain overall. So you have the 4 key components, and then you have the 2 razor blades that really hurt at the end. As we eliminate each of the problems involved here, we're able to go forward and complete behaviors, and we'll talk about those in the future procrastination videos. Have a great day. I will see you, well, real soon.